Hey guys, this is Chris. Welcome to my first Splinter Cell Blacklist walkthrough. I've been waiting a very long time, just like all the other hardcore fans out there. Been a Splinter Cell fan since the very first day of coverage, actually, and just been dying to play this game. And I tell you, it definitely does not disappoint. Playing the very first campaign mission and got the Paladin edition and been playing it on Perfectionist mode. This is what this is. And my playstyle, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know my playstyle is Ghost Purist. And basically what that means is that I don't want to really, I definitely don't kill people. I don't like to KO people unless it's absolutely necessary. There are a couple places in this level that do require you to take out some guards. And I'll tell you when those are coming up. But other than that, my objective really is just to focus on what I need to do, not the enemy, and to avoid the enemy at all costs, and also not to create distractions or anything like that. I like to try to just get by them without having to throw any kind of noisemakers or anything like that. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and first start into the house. And you'll see right off the bat, the graphics are just absolutely gorgeous. And I know there was one review. I know Ryan McCaffrey. I've been a big fan of Ryan McCaffrey for a long time. And he was with OXM, and now he's with IGN. He had mentioned something about the graphics, but I think he was kind of off his rocker because these graphics are absolutely gorgeous. The first dead drop right there, it's a USB flash drive, is right there on the table. Make sure you pick that up. Once you do pick it up, it's not up there after you play it through one time, or even if you play part of the mission and go back into a mission and not finish it and then go back in, it will still be taken, so you only get it one time. That's why that wasn't there. So what I absolutely love about Blacklist, again, is they completely opened it up. And as you know, if you've seen any kind of press coverage, they have just really made this a sandbox. And I can definitely vouch for that with playing with this level in particular. What I tend to do is I will focus on one level and just explore every single inch in it. I mean, go in every room, look at every bystander. I mean, I'm just really one of those kind of people that just, I want to see how many ways I can do different things and to really get, the most potential I can out of it. To steal Zach's line, I waited for that guy to wash his hands, and I'm just going to follow him right on out. And I think he's probably going to hear me a little bit, but fortunately we still able to get by him. And I really do love the daylight levels so much. I really didn't know, being a hardcore fan, if I would like the daylight, but I know a lot of people gave Conviction a hard time because they thought it was an action game and whatnot. But the one thing that Conviction taught me a lot is to rely on line of sight and not on darkness. And so I feel very comfortable in the light, and to me it's just a lot more fun to play. It's more challenging and whatnot. But these here you have to get, because basically you have a contact that you have to get to, and there's 4 people in one room that you need to do that to. Now again, being a Ghost Purist, I'm not using anything. I just use my whistle, or whatever you want to call it, the back button, to get their attention. And I love the new abduction move they have, where you can basically do it behind counters and different things like that. And you can see they got the white warnings back, but it hides them. The one thing, especially on Perfectionist mode, I really haven't played it on any other mode, so I don't know if they do on the other modes as well, but I know at least on Perfectionist, the others will come over and ask the guards if they're missing where they are. So, and you can check out all these sweet moves. I mean, it's funny being such a ghost. This is really kind of neat to do. So in one way, I'm kind of glad I can do some KOs, because I think there's like over 90 plus moves in this game. So I'm not showing the cutscenes because I wanted to not spoil everything. I know there's probably minor spoilers just from the gameplay and whatnot, but I wanted to minimize that, keep it to a minimum, so you can see again that the level is just really beautiful. And so now we're going to the police station, and we've got a zip line here. This is really cool. And of course, I think it was E3 and different marketing demos, I know that people got all in arms every time they saw a video of when they were shooting, especially I know this level. I know they were shooting, and the first thing I thought was, I wonder how many ways I could get around. And this is just one of the ways, of course. You can actually go on the right side, and there's stairs and all kinds of ways you can do this. You can even really go in the middle and make it really hard on yourself. Of course, if you want, you can throw different distractions and stuff like that. And they really have some stylish KOs if you want to pull over guards from cover and whatnot. But this is what I really enjoy doing, is getting on these zip lines and, I don't know, just making it a little more challenging on myself. So, and you can see the lens flare on this. This is one thing that they did that was new, was it's called Behind the Lens, something that Scott Lee, the art director, wanted to focus on. And basically the idea was to have a camera there behind behind Sam, and you'd get all the lens flare. When it was raining, you'd get the spottiness and different things like that. So it took me some getting used to as far as the spots and whatnot. But as far as the kind of rainbow effect, and really even the off the lights, the lens flare off the lights, it really does look pretty cool. It's kind of grown on me, so I've quite enjoyed it. And you probably remember me saying Ghost Purist, in case you're wondering. What I meant by Purist basically is that I'm not marking the guards. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with marking guards or using really anything. In fact, I'm probably going to open up my playstyle a lot more just because there's so much customization and so much you can do. So I'll probably be doing that more. But a Purist really doesn't, in my eyes, use a lot of assist. You can see I haven't been using my goggles, and of course in Perfectionist mode you can't see guards through the walls, and it's basically trying to get it as just down to a skill level and not rely on a bunch of gadgets and whatnot. But I really have played around with the gadgets and whatnot and have enjoyed them. But probably will be a Ghost Purist at heart, because that's just kind of in my DNA for so long. That guard that we just took down, probably wondering maybe why I knocked him out. He was a high value target, and the first time around you got rewards for it. And like I was saying earlier, you only get it the first time for that key fob, as well as this high value target I just took down. So again, you got a nice ledge here you can shimmy on. But I've also gone into all these rooms and seen different things I can do. There's all kinds of switches and whatnot you can turn off. There's two ways through here as well. What I did while the game was still in development when I was in Toronto is I went straight ahead, not over to the left where I'm going now, and I went down those stairs. I bypassed a guard when he came up, I jumped over the the railing, and so I was able to get that way. But I got exploration points. That's one thing that I think is really cool that they implemented, was exploration points for going through vents and finding places that conventionally you wouldn't think of going. So that's what that's all about. Also, we've got a dog coming up. I really think it's great that dogs are back in the game. It just makes you a little bit, I don't know, it just adds another degree of challenge to it. They do pick up on your scent, I know very well, at least in Perfectionist. Again, I haven't played on the other one, so I don't know how that is. But just stay over to the left there like I was. If you go in the middle or to the right, he'll most likely see you. If you stay to the left, you'll have line of sight on the dog, so you should be okay. And in the marketing demo, if you saw that, you can see Sam went over to the left and did all the shooting and whatnot, and the abduction. Don't even worry about that. Make sure the path's clear. You can see got a little white warning, so I had to drop back down. But what you can do instead is just go right over this gate and then go over here to the left and just avoid all that traffic, because you got a lot of it over there to the left and don't even have to deal with it. And the dog is over there too. If you remember in that video too, I think they stunned the dog or something like that, so don't even have to worry about the dog coming over or anything like that. Actually, I think on this walkthrough, I think the dog is over still on the side I'm about to come over on. And there's a guard right here up on me, so kind of have to be careful here. Another thing that you're probably going to have to get used to is, of course, the black and white filter is no longer there, which I absolutely love the fact that we're back in full color. This game is just way too gorgeous to cover that up. I mean, I understand in theory. I think it was, as far as mechanics go, gameplay mechanics, I thought it was a great idea. But as far as the beauty of the graphics, I mean, anybody, Max and everybody would agree, it kind of washed out the environment. So this game is just gorgeous, and so you have the light on the back. You just have to get used to that thing going off. And also with the higher difficulties, just because it's lit up like that doesn't mean the guards can't see you, especially in the daylight levels. I know I've been seen quite a few times when that thing was lit up all the way, so that's just something you want to be careful of. So here we go, we got through another level. One of the things I think I like the best, because this really is Conviction kind of did go back into the aggressive part of it, and they really expanded all ranges, but they've rewarded you more if you don't do anything to the guards. If you leave them undisturbed, that's where you get the most points, and I think that's terrific, because it's also one of the hardest things to do is to bypass them at times. And of course it does multiply it based on your difficulty, so I think that's a great thing. You can see the light and shadows are just terrific on this. But one thing that was funny was that yesterday, August 20th, was launch day for me. I got my Paladin edition and whatnot at the midnight launch, and let's see, August 19th, I had gotten up probably about 6:30 in the morning. I had a long day of work. Worked all day, got a 2-hour nap, got back up about 10 o'clock that night, and then I think I got to bed about 2 o'clock this morning, something like that. So stayed up for way too long, as my wife says. And what was interesting is I definitely didn't plan on staying up that long, but with this game, it's just, of course I was doing other things, but this game is just way too much fun. Here's a laptop. It's of course not here now because I already got it, but make sure you go grab that laptop as Grim asked you to do. So, and here we go. You're going to be getting to the interrogation room right here. Again, I'm going to not include the cutscene in it. I'm just going to have this as a gameplay walkthrough. It's long enough, so it's a nice long level, which I really like. And I wanted not to just do a real speed run. I wanted to make it quiet and whatnot. This was kind of neat. I really thought about this for a long time. I had gotten stealth on every single, I'd gotten ghost stealth on every single KO, and tried to find a way to do this. Got my tri-rotor out, got 2 of them, and then you can see I banged it against the wall, and then he saw me. So there you go. There's my 1 combat knockout. Basically what that means is that if you're detected and you still get the KO, then that's considered a combat knockout. If you're not detected and you get a KO, that's a ghost KO. If you are undetected and you get a kill, that's a panther kill. So that's kind of how that works. What I'm doing now is I have to take out these guards as well. I at first was using the noisemaker and actually had gotten to the checkpoint by using a couple noisemakers, and I couldn't get out. I mean, I was right there by the checkpoint trying to get out the window and couldn't do it, so found out I had to use these some kind of non-lethal if I wanted to remain ghost. You can see here I'm making Coben choke a little bit on the sleeping gas, but I thought that was pretty funny. And then we'll just go ahead and grab the last one there. Alright, so here we go. We're at the last of the level. There's the checkpoint, and this was the end of the level. Great game. Can't wait to play more of it, and I'll have more videos when I get the time.